Who invented the first submarines? Leonardo da Vinci, an Italian polymath of the High Renaissance, sketched a primitive submarine around 1515. The first design for a submersible craft was drafted in 1578 by William Bourne, an English mathematician and former Royal Navy gunner. In 1620, the first successful submarine was commissioned by the English Royal Navy, built by a Dutch engineer and inventor Cornelius Drebbel and tested in the Thames River, where it completed a 3-hour journey. American inventor David Bushnell developed the first military submarine in 1775, during the American Revolution. Early subs were usually propelled by hand-operated cranks, and their offensive strategies centered around covertly confronting a surface ship, attaching explosives to the enemy's hull and escaping before the explosion. Do hippos live in South America? Although hippos live in Africa, a group of these animals can be met in South America, particularly in Colombia. Of course, hippopotamuses are an introduced species there. In the late 1970s, 4 hippos, 1 male and 3 females, lived on the grounds of the private estate of Pablo Escobar, a Colombian drug lord and narcoterrorist. After police killed him in 1993, Colombian authorities seized the property of the king of cocaine, but decided to simply leave hippos at the abandoned hacienda. As a result, these big foreigners of the South American fauna didn't die but started to multiply. For the moment there are around 100 hippos in the forests and rivers of Colombia. But their future in the new habitat is uncertain, as the national officials, society and scientists don't agree on the benefits or threats related to the presence of these huge animals in the country. Who has 1,000 teeth? Snails and slugs have evolved to eat just about everything. They are herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, and detritivorous, eating decaying waste from plants and other animals. There are specialist and generalist species that eat worms, vegetation, rotting vegetation, animal waste, fungus, and other snails. Snails and slugs eat with a jaw and a flexible band of thousands of microscopic teeth, called radula. Ratuli scrape up, or rasp, food particles as the jaw cuts off larger pieces of food, like leaves, to be rasped by ratuli.
What was the deadliest pandemic in human history? While the world is still struggling against COVID-19 that has already killed almost 4 million people, this pandemic is fortunately far from being the deadliest in our history. In 1918, during the final months of World War I, a strain of influenza known as Spanish flu caused a global pandemic. An estimated 500 million people were infected by Spanish flu. Every 1 in 5 of those died, bringing the death toll to up to 100 million people, about 5% of the total global population of that time. The flu spread and lethality was enhanced by the cramped conditions of soldiers and poor wartime nutrition. Despite its name, it is unlikely the disease started in Spain. Being a neutral nation during the war, Spain did not enforce strict censorship on its press that freely published early accounts of the illness. As a result, people falsely believed the illness was specific to Spain, and named that strain of flu Spanish.
Who and when invented the first mobile phones? There are at least 4 persons and several historical dates that could be named while answering this question. In 1917, a Finnish inventor Erik Tigerstedt patented a pocket-size folding telephone with a very thin carbon microphone. In 1961, in the Soviet Union, a Russian engineer and inventor Leonid Kuprianovich presented a pocket automatic radiophone, which could fit in the palm of a hand. In 1973, in the United States, John F. Mitchell and Martin Cooper of Motorola showcased the first handheld cellular mobile phone, using a handset weighing 2 kilograms. In 1983, the Motorola company introduced Dynatac 8000X, the first commercially available handheld mobile phone. When were the first schools established? The first forms of formal education began to appear shortly after the development of writing, circa 3000 BC. Both the Sumerians, who had developed a cuneiform system of pictographics, and the Egyptians, who developed hieroglyphics, established schools to teach students to read and write according to their systems. After the development of the first alphabet, between 1800 and 1000 BC, by Semitic people in the Middle East, religious schools were set up. Priests taught privileged boys to read sacred Hebrew writings, the Torah. The first school that was open to everyone, not just the upper classes, may well have been that established by the Chinese philosopher Confucius, 551 to 479 BC, who taught literature and music, conduct, and ethics to anyone who wanted to learn them. Can a deer visually detect a tiger in the background of green bush and trees? No, a deer cannot see an orange tiger. Deers, as well as most of animals tigers prey on, are dichromate, which means that they can only pick up blue and green light and are effectively colorblind to the color red or orange. Taiga's orange coloration looks green to deers. It allows tigers to blend perfectly into the green background. But why tigers haven't simply become green during their evolution? Tigers could not grow green coats because due to their biochemistry mammals are not able to produce green fur. A question that remains open for researchers is why deers never evolved trichromatic vision, as this might help them to stop getting eaten. There are 4.2 billion active social media users worldwide in 2021. More than half the global population is on some sort of social media, with Facebook taking the lead as the most popular option. Almost 4.2 billion people use some social media platform, and 99% of social media users are using their smartphones to access it. The annual growth rate of social media users is a fantastic 10.5%, which accounts for over 376 million unique users. What name is given to a group of kangaroos? Kangaroos are often colloquially referred to as roos. Male kangaroos are called bucks, boomers, jacks, or old men. Females are does, flyers, or jills, and the young ones are joeys. The collective noun for kangaroos is a mob, troop, or court. Can clownfish change gender? Clownfish, wrasses, moray eels, gobies and other fish species are known to change sex, including reproductive functions. A school of clownfish is always built into a hierarchy with a female fish at the top. When she dies, the most dominant male changes sex and takes her place. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more updates from Rabbit Fox Insight.